Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I've done one of these video updates and I have a lot of stuff to update y'all on, so I figured I'd do one here. So first off, a lot of this is just going to be like just things that we are super grateful for. I wanted to have this video done on Thanksgiving as like a gratitude post and everything, but life, right? So it's coming today instead. But just, I know I did the update on the GoFundMe recently and like, you know, put it out there on social media and stuff, but we had the anonymous donor that finished off our campaign for the laser. Kind of since then, that was like, sorry, we are kitten sitting and they are going bananas behind me right now. It is so awesome. They are just freaking out, like playing around with some cords. So that's what all that noise is. Anyway, so that anonymous donation from the laser just kind of, like since then, so much stuff has just, like, it was like a snowball of just, holy crap, some amazing stuff happening for us. They are so loud. So I love them. They're great. So the donation finished off the laser, and it was actually enough that there was some extra that actually went into the vibration plate fundraiser, which is the next piece that we're doing the crowdfunding for. So the laser, we ordered it. It's cracking me up. We ordered it. They are running a little bit behind because of COVID and everything on shipping time. So normally it's like 1 to 2 weeks. Right now it's 3 to 4 weeks. But at first I was like, oh snap, I should have, you know, I don't know what I should have done, but I was like, oh dang. But then I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter because that means it's gonna come right in time for Christmas. So that's awesome. So I can, you know, wrap it up and we can unwrap it or stuff and have like some presents, and that'll be fun. And wonderful timing. And then heading into the new year, I'm feeling so positive. Like, I don't want to say it. Oh my gosh, there's no wood around me. Anyway, I will knock on wood in a second, but I am feeling so great about 2020. This year, again, is just ending like on this super high note. We got so much awesome stuff going on, and I feel like 2020 is just going to be amazing. Sam has, sorry, they're like right under me now. Sam has done, has really like the initiation stuff that is starting up, that we're starting to see is really awesome. And I just feel like we're about to see a blast of progress on Sam. In addition to the video I posted of where we were sitting like on the shower bench that we use all over the house for all sorts of things. Then of him like, you know, coming and us like rocking and laughing and everything. A couple days after that, then I was cooking, and normally when I cook, then he likes to like cook dinner. Then it's like at the end of his therapy, he likes to kind of hang out in the living room and either just like listen to an audiobook or podcast, maybe watch a little bit of TV, or sometimes just sit in the living room and just kind of like in silence, and kind of it's like his wind down period that he likes to be by himself. This day I asked him if he wanted to do that, and he said no, he wanted to be in the kitchen with me, and I was like, oh, well, that's awesome. I was like, cool, because this actually like, you know, is a longer recipe and stuff. I can't even remember what I was making, to be honest. I think I was winging. Oh, yes, I was totally winging a recipe. I was combining like a couple recipes I had read about online and winging it because of what we had on hand. And anyway, so I was like, awesome, you know, I can get your opinion and stuff like that. So he was sitting behind me on the bench. This is the camera phone, whatever, is set up on the oven right now, actually on my recipe holder. Anyway, so I was cooking and I was doing stuff, and he stood up and he like came up like behind me while I was cooking, and I was like, oh, do you need something, you know? And he was like, no. And I was like, do you just want to be like close to me while I'm cooking? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. I was like, that's great. I was like, okay, stand right here, this is perfect. And I was like, this is great too, because I'm winging this recipe and I don't know if it's gonna turn out good, and I could use your opinion on it, because I'm like an okay cook. When I follow a recipe, I'm a great cook, right? I follow directions well. But like winging stuff, I'm normally the first time it doesn't work out horrible, but it doesn't work out great either. Versus Sam was definitely more of just like a natural cook. And he would just like throw stuff together with whatever we had in the house, and was awesome. And everything, it would always turn out great. Like his recipes like his just cooking always was great. Mine was kind of hit or miss. Again, unless I followed a recipe, or if I was grilling, like I can grill really well. So, but just random stuff, you know, who knew? So I was like so excited. So I was asking him questions and being like, do you think this will go well together? Do you have, like, should I use this or should I use that? You know, and he was like answering me and all of that kind of stuff. And, you know, I was like, should I do it at this temperature or at that temperature? Like, what do you think? Should it be higher? And he was like, no, definitely higher. You know, he didn't say definitely, but he was like, higher. And I was like, yay, higher. Okay, so we did higher. And he gave me just like a lot of input. And then we were listening to this playlist from Spotify that we used to listen to like when we used to cook. It was awesome. And then we like danced in the kitchen for a minute, and it was just great. It was awesome. So that was after the like rocking back and forth. Sorry, it was so great. I did actually stop because I was like, I gotta get this on video because I'm obviously, like, it was just the best ever. So I did get some of the dancing bit on video, and I will post that at some point. But it was amazing. And it was like, oh, this is how we used to cook, like, back before, and it was awesome. So there's been more stuff like that happening. Very exciting. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. Like, it was beautiful. Oh man, and I haven't even, we're just like 6 minutes in and I'm already crying. Whew. Anyway, so there was that. So things like that are happening with Sam. We got the laser coming, and then little things, like, just not little things, but like with the laser, when I placed the order, they actually have a new attachment for it that when, you know, when I posted the information and everything, when I knew about it, then they were, they hadn't like released it. They were about to, but it's like a acupuncture attachment for the laser. So super excited about that. Don't know a ton about it yet, but I did ask the doctors and creators of the Shed Light laser, and then I also, you know, they touched base with Dr. Trayford at Apex to see, I was like, you know, is this something that I should get for Sam, or is it like, you know, I feel like, of course it is, but like, is it like, we hadn't talked about it before, so what do you guys think? And they said, yes, absolutely. So we got the laser, we got the stand, we got the acupuncture probe attachment, and they actually waived some fees, so it came in lower on the cost than it initially was. So that was awesome. So I took that money that we saved on that and just, again, put it right into the fundraising, like right back into the fundraising totals for the vibration plate. So the vibration plate, we have already raised $728 of it, which is 15%, 15.8% to be exact, because that's like almost 16%, right? So, so we are just trucking right freaking along on that, like so excited. So that's awesome. Moving along. Oh my gosh, there's a kitten. Look, kitten. This is, sorry, this is Waffles. Waffles is awesome. Waffles has a brother, Comet, who is running around, and they just play all day. Like, it's the best. So yeah, so the laser vibration plate, just trucking right along, like, just so amazed at how fast all of this stuff is happening, and it's so great. Also, I talked in one post about a local company helping with, like, the, you know, we're doing the EEG, and we're going to start weaning Sam off of the seizure meds, like, as much as we can and as safely as we can. The EEG mission was a little slow on getting the results to Sam's primary care and then to Shepherd Pathways in Atlanta. So they got them, but then it was, unfortunately, they got them Friday, this, you know, a week ago. And the doctor at Pathways was actually, she took a couple extra days off before Thanksgiving, so she was out. So this Monday, which today is Saturday, so the day after tomorrow, then I get to talk with the doctor down there, and we get to kind of, you know, make sure that we're going to continue and talk about the EEG results and everything like that. So that's why there hasn't been an update on that, but it's coming on Monday, or Tuesday, depending on, you know, what time I talk to her and what I have to do after that. So with that, then I happen to know one of the, like, through Blue Mountain, because, like, everybody, you know, I mean, it's either through my sister or through Blue Mountain that I know people in this area. So this is through Blue Mountain. One of our regulars, Doug, introduced us to Milton, who wound up working at Blue Mountain for a while, and then also one of his other friends, Randall, who is one of the co-owners of Carolina Hemp Company. So I had stopped in Carolina Hemp. I honestly don't remember why, but I was there, and I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, Randall, you know, what's going on? How's it going? Like, long time no see." So we chatted for a bit, and then, you know, he asked about Sam. I gave him the update. This was right before we did the EEG, so I was like, you know, this is where we're at. This is like the next big thing that we're doing at this point. I'm very excited about it. And he was like, "Oh my gosh," he was like, "Have you tried CBD oil?" And I was like, well, Sam actually did that before his injury, and so I've kind of kept it up. It hasn't been, I'm not being derogatory at all. Sam would buy this stuff off of Amazon, and so I know that stuff versus the locally made stuff, or, you know, the smaller companies and everything, then I know that there's a lot of difference in quality, right? So I was like, you know, so we have been, I was like, it's been this. I was like, so I don't really know. We had like a good supply of it because he had bought some on sale. So I was like, you know, I figured I'd just kind of run through this, like what we had on hand, and then switch to something, you know, local, and come talk to, there's some wonderful companies around here, and talk to them about it. And he said, well, let me give you something. He said, because this is awesome and I'm so excited about it. So he gave me this, which is, yes. Okay. So Carolina Hemp Company, Nourish. This is a CBD oil, whole spectrum hemp extract supplement. This is a 2-month supply, which that was the first thing that I was like, holy crap. This is, you just do 0.25 milliliters of this. With the stuff off of Amazon, Sam was doing like 2 millimeters. So it's 0.25 milliliters 2 times a day. So once in the morning, once towards the end of the day. Sam was doing 2 milligrams of the stuff from Amazon in the morning and at night, because it wasn't, and that was like what he was doing before his injury. So that's why I kind of kept it at that level, because I was like, just kind of like maintaining what he had going on anyway. So first I was like, awesome, like such a huge drastic difference of amount that you have to take. And then Randall told me that he was like, you know, with this, he was like, we have had like 3 people, and I'm sure I might get some of this wrong, but because we were just talking in the parking lot. So he said, you know, we've had 3 people who have been able to come off of their seizure medications totally, by using this product. And additionally, then they have seen some healing of the lesions on the brain that like their seizures caused. Now, different types of seizures, you know, of course, different causes like of the seizures, like seizure, so many things can cause seizures and stuff. So they weren't like brain injury patients, as far as I know. I didn't want to ask too many questions either, because, you know, people's personal biz is their own personal biz. So, but that's awesome. And I was like, sweet. I was like, that's so great. Like, thank you so much. He was like, take it, try it. It's a 2-month supply. So 2 months in this tiny little thing, right? Versus, you know, this other huge bottle that was lasting, I think it was like 28 days or something. Cost difference. Because it's so much less, winds up being so much cheaper. I think, I can't remember, but it was at least half the cost of buying it. So better quality, again, supporting a local business, although I haven't bought it yet. So, but in the future, I'll be supporting a local business. And then the other thing that I noticed right off the bat, like, you know, shook it up, opened it, the smell. The stuff from Amazon doesn't really have a smell, which I always thought was kind of weird. But I was like, whatever, you know, teach their own. This smells like the hemp plant. It smells like it is an extract. Like there is an intense smell, like not a bad smell. I don't know if y'all have smelled like hemp plants and stuff like that, or anything, or use CBD oil, but that was like when I opened it up, that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, it smells so good. Like it actually has a scent, you know, which is crazy. So we started using this. He gave it to me a little bit before the EEG, but I actually held off and used it. We started it up the day after the EEG because I was like, you know what? I want to see, because I know at some point down the road we'll do another EEG. So I want to see, again, you can never tell exactly what, you know, pinpoint the exact reasons, because there's so much that goes in, so many factors, so many variables that go into all of this. You never can say, oh, all of this, or at least like in Sam's case, all of this is fixed because we added this one thing in, because we are constantly adding things in, constantly trying new things. The time period of his injury is changing all the time. So there's all of that, you know, but I was like, well, you know, we can throw it on there and see, you know. So we started that. That was great. Very excited about that. As far as things that I've noticed off of Sam coming, like as now that we've added it in, I'm not 100% sure on that side. It's kind of hard to tell because, again, there's so much new stuff happening right now that I'm not sure if it's just the time period, if it's the CBD oil, if it's the, you know, the fact that we have been, you know, Carla, his mom, has been coming in. We've been training her on therapy, so he's getting someone else. So just like that added stimulation of someone else working with him. We also have our friend John that's been coming in, and, you know, we've started his training. So then that's another person. I think that is having, you know, that added stimulation, I think is one of the big points of what we're seeing on some of his initiation thing, because it was Carla had come in on a Tuesday, and it was her second time coming in, and on a Tuesday. And okay, so let me backtrack. The first week that Carla came in, we did training. Later on that week is when we got that video of him and me sitting on this and like rocking and loving on each other, which is great. The next week, Carla came in on Tuesday. John came in on Wednesday. And Wednesday night was the night that Sam got up and came and like helped me cook. So, of course, I don't know for sure. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional or anything. But I can't. I mean, it has to be doing something. You know, it has to be getting in there. Just maybe just he's generally, you know, he's always happy, but just generally, you know, getting that boost, seeing more people, extra stimulation, whatever. Like that's definitely doing something. Very excited about that. Just yay. And still working on getting other people. You know, we're still kind of trying to, me and his sister are trying to work out scheduling. It's just very difficult, you know, kids, homeschooling, all that. Like it's just hard. And then, you know, our friend Erin is also going to be coming in soon. And again, we just got to kind of work on scheduling. A lot of crazy stuff has happened on our side recently too. So, moving right along. So that's all awesome. Very excited. Thank you, Carolina Hemp. Big shout out. I'll say too, if anybody's interested in seeing their products, is they have like a whole line of everything from like body care to CBD oils to, you know, smokables. I'm trying to think of some other things they have, and I can't right now. But they have all of it. They are doing a sale right now until I think it ends on Monday. But I think like pretty much the whole site is 25% off, and then other things are I think up to like 40% off and stuff. So if you're interested, you know, they might be doing it in their stores too. I can't remember that, but details are on the website. Carolina Hemp Company, and definitely doing a sale. Shout out to them. So if you're interested in buying anything or anything like that, checking them out, now's a good time to try because you can get like a sweet deal on it. And again, supporting local. Yay! Okay, so moving along, because this is going to wind up being such a long one. Sorry, I'm so excited. I should have done multiple videos, but whatever. Okay, so the laser, the Vibrate plate, CBD oil. I had told you guys about the hyperbaric oxygen therapy through Apex. I was talking to them about that, and I was like, you know, I don't know when we'll be able to get out there. I was like, money, number one, of course. I was like, but at the time, we also were having some car troubles. So quick on that is it wasn't even our car. Because we've been having car trouble since like before Sam's injury. Right before his injury, he drove a Honda Pilot. It was starting to, we had put a new head gasket in. I think it was a new transmission or engine. Don't make fun of me that I don't know or remember which one it was. And then something else had gone wrong, some sort of gasket or seal. But I knew it was gonna be a couple more $1,000, and we talked to our trusted mechanic, Jay, and we were like, listen, we just keep dumping money into this. What do you think? And he's like, I honestly don't think it's worth it to continue fixing it, you know? And so we were like, crap. So basically, Sam's plan for that was we were just gonna drive it into the ground, and you know, that was it. So that was before Sam's injury. We had just bought a Ford F-150 because my S10 the frame had broke because it was so rusted, just snapped and cut the brake line, and that was a whole big thing. But very sad because that was like the best little truck ever. So that had busted down and everything. We had just bought the Ford F-150. It was awesome, 4-wheel drive, had the hitch. It was going to be like our farm truck, and I was going to drive it. It was so much fun to drive. We had just gotten that before Sam's injury. When we came home from Atlanta, then we, sorry, notifications keep popping up on my phone. I don't care. Yeah, we came home from Atlanta, and I knew that I was probably going to go ahead and sell it because first I had to literally jump up into it, which that was fun. Like, I liked it, but I couldn't get Sam into it because it was just a smidge too high for us to be able to work that out. We can do almost any vehicle, but that one was just a little bit too much. So I knew I was probably going to go ahead and sell it. You know, I was like, we'll get some dump runs in, and then I'll list it and see what's up. Well, on the last dump run we did, then on a speed bump, then something happened with the clutch. I'm assuming the clutch just went out. It got stuck in second gear, and I just kind of like limped it home. And I got it home, yay. But something was definitely wrong with the clutch, and I was just like, you know what? I knew I was going to sell it. I don't even care what's wrong with it. I'll just like post it and, you know, see what happens on that front and everything. So we had that happen. So those were our two vehicles, both of them not working. Jessie, my sister, had actually sent, they had like an extra little vehicle, a Trailblazer. They had sent it down. Adrian and Jay had driven it down to Atlanta for us to use down there, so we didn't have to keep renting cars while we were there. Like the first part of our stay, I was in the housing right next to Shepherd Center, so I didn't use a car for the first like month I was down there because Shepherd will take you to the grocery store and stuff like that. And with like Sam's family visiting and stuff, I just didn't have to, you know, they took me like when they were in town, and everything worked out fine, so no big deal. There were also like some places within walking distance too. So, you know, I'd rented it after that when we had gone into Papa's and the outpatient, then I had rented a vehicle, and then it was expensive, you know, to rent. And so then Jessie sent the Trailblazer down so I could kind of save some money. And then when we came back, she just kept letting us use it. So that's what we had been driving during all of this. The transmission went out in that. And then we got it to a transmission place, and I was like, you know, how much? Because I was like, you know, what exactly? And they were like, yeah, it's third and fourth gear. I was like, sweet. And I was like, you know, let's look into everything else. So they did like an inspection on it and came up with like another $3,000 worth of stuff to fix. So it was going to be like $5,000 or $6,000 to fix this Trailblazer that had like 160 miles on it and everything. And I was just talking to my sister, and she's like, no, that's not worth it. Like, we're not, you know, we're not going to go down that road. So I was like, okay. So I was trying to figure out what we were going to do car-wise. You know, Sam and I had some savings that, you know, I've been kind of, you know, I've been pulling from, but we still had some. So I was like, okay, like our emergency, like, oh crap. And I was like, okay, well, this is an emergency. Oh crap. Because we don't have a vehicle. And so I started looking on Craigslist, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And I was talking to my parents about it. And I know you guys are all like, wasn't she talking about the hyperbaric oxygen therapy? And I was like, yes, I was. Because I was talking to Apex about that. And I was like, you know, the car's out. So I have no idea like when I'll be able to schedule, but just like rough idea about price, like what type of, you know, sessions or how many or whatever, like, do you think we should try on Sam? Because again, with this stuff, that's considered alternative or whatever, but we want to make sure that it works before we, you know, before we crowdfund for it. Same as like we did with the initial Apex week intensive that we did. I wasn't sure, you know, or none of us were sure what, if anything, would work for Sam. So I didn't want to crowdfund for that, not like with such a big unknown in there, you know. Now we went there, we found out what worked, which is why I was very comfortable saying, okay, the laser, the vibration plate, the mini Easton, like these are things that would be really great that we can get for the home, use continuously. I feel comfortable asking, you know, for help for that because I know we have seen that they work on Sam. So kind of the same thing with the hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Like I wanted to, before crowdfunding for the, now I think it will help on what level or anything. I think there is no way that it can't help him. But again, until I have that, until I know, then I don't want to ask for help on that front and until like I can say, oh my gosh, this is what we saw, and I feel very comfortable and confident asking, you know, people to help. So we were talking to that about them, and I was like, you know, I have no idea because of all of these things, and they are awesome, and they were like, you know, we too think that it is going to help Sam, and we want him to get in as quickly as possible. So they offered me an amazing deal that I'm still just like blown away on. And I was just like, holy crap, thank you so much. That is insane. I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. We are absolutely going to do it. But again, I was like, I don't know. Like when it's going to be for 20 sessions. So it's 5 sessions a week, an hour a day. So that's like a month of, you know, and not saying that I couldn't get rides. I'm sure like if I asked, you know, Paula and Lorna, they are constantly offering to take us places and stuff like that. But to set up that such an intense thing, you know, then for a month. And I was like, oh, so I was talking to my parents about all this, and I was like, and I'm just so mad. I was like, because I was like, here we are, we have this amazing opportunity with Apex that I want to jump on right now. I want to do it immediately. I want to get in there. And this stupid car thing, and I told my sister, I was like, I'm really feeling like it's just me, that I have this horrible like car karma going on that, you know, just, oh, I'm so mad, you know. And I was like, okay, but you know, we'll make it work, whatever, it's fine. Apex understood our situation, and they were like, you know, let us know, like we're not going to put like an expiration date on this because, you know, you told us before we even offered, no car, you don't know about the money or whatever, so just let us know when you can swing it and we'll make it happen. Again, amazing, right? So amazing. I'm trying so hard not to curse right now, but like happy, you know. So I was talking to my parents about that, and just you know, and since all of this happened, like even like back when we were at Mission and like heading, you know, and at Carolina Pines, about to head to Shepherd, then you know, some of the things that they ask you going into Shepherd, just so they kind of have a feel for what's happening, is like, what type of car do you drive, you know. At that point, you know, Sam wasn't walking, and I mean, he was starting to again, but I mean, again, we didn't know anything, so you know, so much uncertainty. There's, you know, the manual wheelchairs, like, is he going to be in a power wheelchair? What type of vehicle can handle that, and all of that. So my parents at that point, they're like, you know, eventually you're going to have to get something reliable. And I was like, I know, but we're just going to try to hold off until we have a better feel, so we know we're getting something that will work for us, and not something that, you know, again, getting like a van that's set up to handle a power wheelchair is totally different and such like a more intense cost than, you know, having a car that a manual wheelchair can fit in, like the two huge differences, right? So, you know, they had told me back when we were at Mission and Carolina Pines and beginning to head to Shepherd, then they were like, you know, they're like, this is what needs to happen. We know like your situation and everything. There's a kitten. Ah. Waffles. Oh my gosh, there's the other kitten. Oh, there's 2 kittens. Okay, sorry. I love it. So they're like, when that time comes, we'll, we will help you out with it. Or whatever, like if you don't need the help, then that's fine. We'll address it like when that time comes. And, my dad had actually been, doing research kind of continuously on that front, as things progressed and like knocking some options out and stuff like that. So, when this happened, then they were like, listen, I was talking to them about Apex, and they were like, we agree, and then even the EEG, the car went out the day before the EEG on a Sunday. So I had to set up, rides and stuff, to the EEG. Now, luckily our friend Erin pulled through because it was an early appointment. So she actually had to be at our house at 6:30, which means that she had to leave her house probably at like 5:50, 6 o'clock, something like that, to get here on time. Which is really early morning, especially considering like most of the people that I would reach out to for rides are food and bev people that, that's closer to the time that we go to sleep versus time to wake up and like get stuff done, So, so I was like, there was that. I took a Lyft home because I didn't know exactly when the appointment was going to end and all that kind of stuff, which because of from Asheville to where we live in Barnardsville, and then including the tip, it was like $40-something, for just the Lyft home. So, I was talking to them about that and about Apex and all of that, and they were like, listen, and they're like, well, what's your plan? I was like, well, this is, I guess I'm just going to try to find something that's, a better car than we normally buy, but still something used. And they're like, why? And I was like, money, and they're like, okay, well, listen, I love it so much. They were like, you need to be in a new car. My dad sent me the research he had done. He was like, this is options that I think, are good for you and all that kind of stuff. And, you do your own research and get back to us, but we were going to help you get into, like a new certified new, whatever, vehicle. You need something, and we will help make this happen because this is kind of like what we've been waiting on. And, we're at this point and it needs to happen. And, of course, we're not telling you what to do. If you decide to go the other route, then that's up to you and everything. And I was like, no, absolutely not. Like, if you guys are offering and we can swing this and we can make it happen, then yes, absolutely. Like, because, again, beyond all of that, then we also have, our insurance benefits are about to start back over in January, which means that Sam will have therapy benefits to go to professionals here in Asheville. So we need, that doctor's appointments, like regular, just day-to-day life, and just like being in case something ever happens, then, me having reliable transportation is key. Plus, you don't want to break down on the side of the road with Sam. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that's not a situation. I'm sure we would handle it, but if we don't have to, then why not? Because that would be super stressful. So, anyway, so we have a Kia Soul now, which happened all like this, it started last week, and then it finished up this past Tuesday. So is when we like took the car home. So we have a Kia Soul, which is awesome and wonderful. And I'll post some pictures because it is such a good setup for Sam. That has bucket seats, so it has like some nice side support for him. So much leg room, easy to get in and out of. He actually, when we came home yesterday, then he actually got out of the car by himself. Normally, he almost does it like on his own, but normally he just holds on to my hand. But did it totally by himself last night. It was so awesome. And then even like his wheelchair, like the back, it just, instead of laying it down, it literally just sits in there. I have a picture. It's so awesome. It is like perfectly made where the wheels are on the bottom. The handlebars are like at the top. Like, it is perfect. So that's insane. And big thank you to my parents. They're not on any sort of social media or anything, so I can't like tag them or do like that or anything. They probably won't see this either. But shout out to them because they totally made that happen. And we're helping, but it's like they made it happen. Yeah, like that it's insane. crazy. So with all of that, then we were also able to, my sister let me use the Trailblazer to trade in, and we traded in the Pilot on that too. We didn't get a ton of money off of those two since they weren't, they're not running, but, and the salesman actually was great. We went to Paramount Kia, and Judah Eastman was the guy who helped us. He was awesome. I did a ridiculous amount of emails with him. It was like 14 emails, like 20 something phone calls, 2 test drives. I like was so thorough with this guy, and he was fabulous and never, you know, didn't try to like upsell me on stuff, because I was like, listen, we don't need that crap. And everything. But on the cars, on the trading, he was like, you know, if you try to sell these on your own, he's like, I want to be honest with you. He's like, you could probably make more money than what we're going to offer. And I was like, you know, I was like, that's true. Like, I understand that, and thank you for telling me. But right now, I think just, you know, the effort that goes into it, you know, having to get, like, tow the Trailblazer back to our house and have it sitting here and all that kind of stuff. The fact that I don't know a whole lot about the Honda Pilot, because that was Sam's deal, and we kind of were in charge of our own vehicles and keeping up with that stuff. Then I was like, you know, the convenience and just getting it checked off my list is awesome. So I would just love to do that and have you guys handle it. We did that, so that was great. I also was able to sell the F-150 the day that I listed it. I sold it, so that was awesome. So, you know, all of those factors went into getting us in the car and everything, and we have this wonderful vehicle that I know is reliable. They have amazing warranties and all of that kind of stuff. So very excited about that. It was the reasons why we went for the Kia Soul, like there's a lot, but some of them were price, the warranties, the fact that like it was really good for us. Like we could have gone for more storage on getting like an SUV and stuff for like traveling and going to Shepherd and that was another thing I was complaining to my parents about. So I was like, Shepherd is Pathways is hopefully opening back up in January, so we will be called back there to do like an evaluation and then another therapy session. I was like, how am I gonna get there? You know, anyway, don't have to worry about that now. Like, we will definitely be able to get there. So we could have gone for something with more storage, like an SUV type thing, but we would have lost a lot of the, you know, or not a lot, but we would have lost some of the fuel efficiency. So the Soul has really good fuel efficiency. It has a good amount of storage for us that we could, you know, pack up and go to Shepherd, you know, for if it was a month or a couple months, whatever, we could do it. We could fit everything in there. So it just checked a lot, like all of our boxes, you know, of being a good middle ground on everything we were looking for. And there's some things that, you know, it's front wheel drive, which I would have preferred like all wheel or something considering where we live. And this is why we were trying to stretch this decision out as long as we could, because our future is so uncertain. We don't know if we are going to wind up staying in this area or if we will go somewhere else. So, you know, again, a different type of vehicle would have been better for in the city versus living in the country. Sorry, little kitten was trying to drink my coffee. No, no. Sorry, Comet. No coffee for you. So anyway, so it's great. It's love it. Fabulous. So super pumped about that. 2 other things of being like super excited about having like good transportation is one, that there's a lady in Barnardsville where we live that was looking for a dog walker 4 days a week. Because she works like long hours, so she's like just pretty much in the middle of my shift to take my little dog out, and if the weather's bad or something, just coming and playing with them and stuff like that. So she posted that when the day the Trailblazer went to the shop. So I sent her a message and I was like, hey, I don't have reliable transportation right now. I don't really know what's happening with that, but I just wanted to throw her name into the hat, you know. Obviously if you find somebody, then, you know, I mean, go for it, but if not, then, you know, please think of us. And she was like, oh my gosh, like, you guys sound great. 'Cause it's like, we go for daily walks, like every day for my husband's PT anyway. Where are you going? And I was like, so that would be awesome. And it's like in Barnardsville, so it's relatively close. And she was like, no, you guys sound perfect. So please let me know, like, when you get the car situation. So I might be able to use this new vehicle to make a little extra money while doing therapy with Sam. Double whammy, right? And then also heading into winter and everything, then I've been wondering what we're going to do about the physical therapy, because we do most of that outside. I mean, we do some of the stuff inside as well. But like walks and stuff, and if the weather's bad and things like that, then what are we going to do? And so I was thinking about getting a membership to another local shout out, Flynn's Fitness, because they have like the best rates and no contract, open 24/7. And I've used them previously. The owner's awesome, and you know, they actually just moved to a bigger location and like expanded out and all of that. So they're great. And I went in and did like we paid like $5 to see like what Sam could use. I'm getting a little off topic here, but I'm going to keep going off topic. I know that I posted a video of Sam like on the elliptical. Where are you going? But Scrooge. But we haven't been using Sam on the elliptical because with just me, then it's hard to keep his alignment good on the elliptical. So he can definitely do it. One of the things about Sam, it's not good or bad, it is what it is that Sam is incredibly strong, which is good normally, but because of his strength, then he can do things, he can make stuff work the way that it shouldn't work, you know what I mean? So like on the elliptical, he can do it, his alignment is all over the board, and bad, and we don't want that. We don't want him to get used to doing that. Like we're trying to make everything right, not like cause more problems, or even like standing up, you know, because he's so strong, he can stand up and cheat and not do it like the right way because he's strong and he can make it happen. So anyway, so I was like, maybe a treadmill. He did treadmill at Shepherd, although it was like in a harness with 5 people helping him. But I was like, you know, we can see how that goes. It wasn't horrible, but it is definitely not something that we're going to do. So then I was like, okay, well, I paid $5 to come in here and pretty much see if a treadmill would be better than the elliptical. So it's definitely not. And I don't want to do him on the elliptical. And I was like, well, since we're here and we paid the $5, let's see what else Sam can do here. And we went and used some of like the like weight machine. Sorry. Oh, kittens, my leg's asleep. And I wasn't really thinking that he would be able to use a lot of them because, you know, sometimes like some stuff you have to like step over to get into and things like that. But the arm stuff, he rocked, and it was awesome. Like we do arm exercises and things like that here, with different, you know, the weighted rods, bars, whatever, baton looking things, with those, with like so we have some dumbbells that we use. We have some of like the strap-on weights. So we do stuff like that here. But I don't know if it's just because like when we used to go to the gym, that's what he would do. Like I was always like a runner, and I would always do like the cardio stuff, and he would just zip around to all of like the weight machines and do like his little workout that he did. And I don't know if it was just like that kicking back in, like muscle memory or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, kittens. I love y'all so much, but my foot's asleep. So, or what, but he was getting so much more range of motion. His arms were going so much straighter. We started every machine out on like the lowest weight possible because like I didn't know. I was able to go up to the second weight on every single one of them. And he was just like so happy and so pumped. And I asked him after, I was like, you know, did you enjoy it? He had this huge smile on his face and he was like, yes. And I was like, you know, would you want to do this more frequently? Like a lot? And he was like, yes. And I was like, do you want to get like a gym membership and come here like all the time? And he was like, yes. And he was just so happy. And then I even asked him like a couple days later, you know, I was like, do you remember going to the gym? Yes, he remembered going. He still wanted one. He remembered. I was like, you know, what did we really work out? And he was like, you know, arms. So he remembered that, you know, so definitely huge. Again, awesome. Like I said, so much stuff is happening with Sam. It's great. So huge stuff. So amazing. I'm so excited. And just like him, you know, like stretching it out more, like his alignment on his hands. I think the additional weight just really, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know why he was so much better on those. Maybe it was the muscle memory, maybe it was like whatever, maybe he was just pumped to be doing something new. I don't know. I was thinking like back in my dancer days, then I remember like I started point relatively fast because I started ballet late, like I started dancing late. And for me, then starting point really made me a much better ballet dancer because I couldn't cheat as much. Like you have to do like your alignment has to be better. Like it's just harder to cheat like when you're on point than when you're using like your whole foot, you know, or just the ball of your foot or whatever. So I know I saw a dramatic increase in my technique, my ballet technique when I went on point because I had to, like, to make it work, then I had to do it properly. So I'm thinking that maybe that is part of it, is like it's just, it was harder so that it had to be right, you know? I don't know. It was very exciting. He was pumped. So that too, like we might be getting a gym membership. I'm not sure about that. They were really awesome because, you know, I asked him, I was like, it'll be 2 of us, but I won't be working out. I'm just like, it would be Sam working out. So they were like, oh, well, you definitely wouldn't have to have a membership. Like, that's fine. You could just do it. And then some gyms aren't, like, interested in having brain injury patients there because I don't know. I don't know why. But I did do, like, a couple, like, tours at some places through this and just did not receive a welcome. Like they just weren't comfortable. Maybe it's like liability, maybe they're just nervous because they've never been around it or whatever, they just don't understand. So that was not the case at Flynn Fitness. You know, I asked about it, I was like, you know, this is the situation. They were like, no, absolutely, that's awesome, please come in, that's great, we love it. And yeah, and then they were like, yeah, you don't have to, like if you're just going to be working him out and they're like, you're pretty much like his trainer, then yeah, no, you don't need to have a membership. You can just come and do it. Also, they're in a much bigger facility, so a lot of space and everything. But yeah, so anyway, so we might be getting a gym membership. I'm still not 100% sure on that. Got to check, you know, it's all about money, right? So we'll see. But they do have really cheap, like it's like the cheapest gym membership ever. Their prices are so dumb and no contract, so that's always awesome. And then like they do like the more you buy, the cheaper it gets. But like a year membership is $200. So that's what we're looking at. We'll see because yeah. Anyway, so there's all that. So yeah, so amazing to have the car. Crazy. Then other things we are thankful for. One, these freaking kittens. Oh my gosh. They are great. Scoops' reaction is so hilarious. She is like, I can't tell if she's scared of them or just like, what? All she does is like, she doesn't get anywhere close to them. She just hisses at them from a distance and then hides under the bed for like an hour and then she'll go outside and that's it. Like it's hilarious, but they're great. We love them so much. And they're just awesome. They're just running around all the time. Like Sam's just constantly laughing. We'll just watch them. They play. They're brothers, and they just like play and fight and just run around like banana towns, all over the place. It's hilarious. Love them so much. So we have them for, let's see, I think until Thursday. So we have them for a little bit longer. So that's exciting. And yeah, and of course Sam's loving them. And they're like all, you know, they run around and play like so hard and then they just sleep and snug and then they do the same thing. It's great. Love it. So there's all of that. So again, just, it just has seemed like that anonymous donation from the laser just like kicked so many things just in that it was just like, you know, like, oh, sorry. Oh, don't do that. Ow. Whoo. Tiny little kitten claws, though. They are intense. It's just been like a snowball of just such amazing things happening for us. I have a ton of videos, pictures of some things we've been working on. We did a yoga ball session yesterday, and Sam was just crushing it. We're working a lot on his alignment and everything, and he was just crushing it as I had like a gait belt around his knees because he likes to flail his knees out. So to help keep those like in line to go straight over, and he was doing like the, you know, lean back on the yoga ball and then like crunch up, and he did it amazing. You know, 20 of those. And in addition to like all this other stuff, you know, we were doing as well. But those were just, I mean, it was just 20 beautiful, beautiful ones. So there's been so much awesome stuff. There's more awesome stuff coming up. We're going to get the hyperbaric oxygen therapy scheduled. I just want to talk to them because with the holidays coming up, I know we want to do, like I said earlier, 5 sessions a week, 4 weeks in a row. So I'm assuming that they're going to be closed down for Christmas and probably like a day for New Year's or something. So I don't know if they're going to want to wait and schedule in January or what. So I just need to talk to them about that. And oh yeah, and then other thankful things. Dang, I mean, this wasn't on my list. I can't believe I forgot it. So Thursday, Thanksgiving. We went, and I had announced we were going to go to Blue Mountain and help out. We did. Our plan was to stay there from noon until 2, which is like when they were actually handing out the to-go meals and stuff. We wound up staying longer and helping with cleanup and everything because Sam was rocking out, and I was having a blast too. It was so great. So that was awesome. It was wonderful to see everyone there. Also like to, you know, do a little bit of volunteering, give back. Yeah, I didn't get to, they had everything set up to where Blue Mountain has a little porch on the front, so the people were just coming up, and Chris and John, the managers, or 2 of the 3 managers, were there like handing out the prepped boxes to them, so no one was coming in, which again was part of the reason why I was comfortable doing it, because it wasn't going to be, you know, we weren't going to be around that many people, and everyone was like masked and gloved up and on the inside, because again we were working with food and stuff, so beyond COVID they were already, you know, already doing that. So I didn't get to like see the people, which that was kind of sad. I mean, I could have like popped out there. But just like Sam and I would do it like every Thanksgiving, so I'm sure I would have seen like some faces. But then who knows if I would have even recognized them with the mask. But I got to see them like through the window, so that was great. And I helped box up a ton of meals and chatted with folks. Got to see everyone. There was enough people working that like as people took breaks that they were able to go and like sit with Sam and chat with him, which was great because all of them pretty much hadn't been able to see him, and if they had seen him in person, then it was like in passing when I was dropping off something there or something like that, or picking like a book up or whatever. So they actually got to like talk and stuff with Sam, which is great. And he loved it, which is also why we stayed longer, because he was like definitely on board. He was like, yeah. When we left though, like he was ready to go. We were tired. We came home, we ate, and watched Die Hard, because that's like one of our Thanksgiving things we do to kick off like our Christmas, and went to bed. So it was definitely, you know, it was a lot of stimulation. It was a lot of stimulation for me too. And then in addition with this week, just being out, like we went and you know, did the stuff with the car and just being around people, like I was like, wow. I was like, I was kind of tired from it. So he was definitely tired, but so he's been sleeping a little bit more this like he's sleeping in today, kind of catching up and stuff, but just really, really awesome stuff. So anyway, wanted to share all of that, and thank you all for being with the journey and everything. I'm trying to be more on top of like actually responding to people and stuff like that. So we'll see how that continues. But I love it. Even if I don't respond, I do read all the comments and I love them. And then like when we're going through hard times, like I go back and I read them and I'm like, oh, right. All of these people are like cheering us on and they love us, and yay. So, as like a thank you, cause I can't do, you know, whatever. I didn't really know what, But I did post or set up a discount code for the website. So if anyone was wanting to purchase something or anything like that, then you can have 20% off, as like just so much amazing stuff is happening for us. So I would like to share and this is what I can do right now. So, so the code is give thanks. And it's because that's what I'm doing. I'm giving y'all thanks. Hey. And it's 20% off, and it runs until December 1st, which is this Tuesday officially ends at 11:59 p.m. So like basically midnight. So if anyone had been like looking at stuff and they couldn't purchase it or whatever, then maybe this will drop the prices so you can, or just like whatever, like if you want. So all of the earrings are listed. We have some hats up. I posted some leg warmers. There's still like the koozies and some of the play stuff. All the stuff is not listed. Apologies on that. I'm still working on it. It's just like there's a lot of stuff to list. So there's just been a lot going on. So I'm still working on all of that. Everything will get up when it gets up. I'm kind of, not stressing, just like taking things. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. It's great. I'm just so excited about everything. Everything's been so awesome recently. I mean, it always is, but there's definitely harder times. So we are definitely in one of these, just super happy. Holy crap, I can't believe how amazing all of this is. I will do another post. It might be a written post versus a video one, but we'll see about kind of, I've had some people asking questions about kind of what our future plans are with our living situation, because I've kind of mentioned that a couple times throughout all of this. So I will get back to y'all on that and give you kind of like the deal of like where we're at and all of that. I mean, the very short answer is we have no idea. But, I can go into that more later. So that, like I said, that might be I will definitely cry during that. So we might do a written one. We might do a video. I don't know, because I did forget how much I liked doing this. So now that I am, captive audience, right? And y'all know I like to talk. So, and look, it is 57 minutes. So wrapping it up, right, Sammy? I thought I was going to keep it under 15 so I could put it on IGTV. Who am I? Oh, no. That was dumb. Anyway, we love you all. We are so excited. There will be some videos, pictures posted of Sam, definitely of these freaking kittens. Oh my gosh. And yes, so we'll see. Everything's going great. I cannot wait. I'm so excited about all of it. It's so exciting. Yay. So we love you. Thank you all. I hope you had a lovely holiday. And I hope whatever holiday plans you have coming up are fabulous and wonderful, and we love you all. I can't believe we were still an inpatient last year. Crazy, right? Like we were still at Shepherd, like in a hospital last year, right now. Anyway, okay. I love all of you guys, so bye.